Hey guys, in this episode I'm going to show you how I changed my decks for the Kamigawa run post-rotation, still using a Johnny for the top node. We made a few changes here. We still got Ram, Teferi, a Ganjo, Overgrown Farmland, but I think all the rest of this is new. Got Endless Detour as my go-to removal. Very cheap. 6 mana. Can use it in white. It's just basically a bounce spell, but it could bounce just about anything on the board other than a land. I recently got Jareth Leonin Titan from doing PMA, Chasing Healer of the Pride, which I will spotlight in my next battle. But this one, at the beginning of combat on your opponent's turn, this creature gets +7/+7 until the end of turn. And when you match a white support gem, this creature gains protection from the color of the first opposing creature. So that basically gives him hexproof against a white or whatever color that you're going up against. And then that +7/+7 is pretty crucial. It really gives him a nice blocking ability that you can use over and over again because it's a buff that goes away. So any damage taken within that buff range just goes away. So really cool card. Also using Void Ren as my second removal, and similar to Endless Detour, there's a couple things that it can remove for you. Really good card, and it's untargeted, at least for now. It doesn't let you target a creature, so it's somewhat random that the creature that will destroy, but it's fine. I almost never have to worry about it destroying something I didn't want it to. Plaza of Heroes is an interesting new card. It's a land, and it converts 2 gems to your Planeswalker's color, so it's a mono-colored walker. So we're getting 2 gems to white. Otherwise, so at the beginning of turn, if you control a legendary card, convert 2 gems to your Planeswalker's colors. Otherwise, the first legendary card in your hand that can gain mana gains 6 mana. So that's pretty cool. And I pretty much never use the bottom part where you destroy this card. I like to keep lands on the board. And then these last 2 cards are a little bit of flex cards. You don't have to use these, but the reason I like Rabble Rousing is because I found without it, I was taking a while to win games, and Rabble Rousing, those tokens can stack up pretty quickly, so it's just there to help me win a little quicker. And then Scheming Fence is a nice little defensive card for myself. So it's basically, the way it works is if your opponent matches the activated gems, they get disabled on their turn, keeping them from attacking. If you match them on your turn, it does the same thing, but the effect goes away by the end of your turn. And then activate 7, gain 6 life. So that helps with objectives as well if your match is kind of getting away from you. But so far, I've never even gotten close to going under 50 hit points. So we'll see what happens in this battle. So, show you how Jareth works. He's a legendary creature, so I'm going to be getting the gem conversion. So I always hit not now. It's annoying to have to do that after every turn, but I don't want to destroy that land. And see how it gets that big buff, and then it goes back to 4/7, which is neat. Okay, we got a Ganjo. So more white gem conversion. Then I'm going to have all my lands down, which is cool. I used to have another land in here, but I found it wasn't too necessary. Overgrown farmland, which will help me get the rest of my cards down on the board. So yeah, with the Ram, I don't really have to worry about keeping hexproof and prevent damage. My first legendary creature already more or less has this right now, so that part of it is irrelevant. Pretty straightforward battle. Just build your deck without any mythics in it, and then just win as soon as possible. Try and get lifelink on your creatures if necessary. But in this deck, I've sometimes forgotten to even hit the first ability and just went for the second and third. Okay, and then rabble rousing. I'll probably just switch out the soldier tokens, even though it's a nice little stack of tokens I'm getting already. But we'll see what he ends up doing. He might try to wipe out my creatures on the next turn, so we'll see. I'll wait one more turn just to anticipate if he's going to use his second ability or use some sort of kill spell, or maybe both. Yep, see? Now I don't have to switch out a creature for my rabble rousing. Nice. And then another Jareth coming soon. This might be game. Yeah, with double strike. Yeah. Get some life back. Not that it's really necessary, but only thing about rabble rousing is sometimes those tokens take forever to stack, to finish stacking. But look at that. I'm 34. And sometimes I get double strike on it. So that really puts a dent into the time it takes to win this match. But yeah, that's basically how it goes every time. I really have not had much trouble at all on this node. Not that I did before, but it's even easier now. There's less to worry about with the rotation happening. So, all right, let's move on to the bottom node. Okay, so for the bottom node, well, there's not really restrictions, but our objectives are to cast 4 more creatures with power 3 or less and cast 3 or more supports during a single fight. So that seemed ripe for a Rocco Jaleva M5 Joda shell. So we got Mock Sapphire and Unlicensed Hearse, Tomio Field Researcher, Teferi Dominaria, and the Kami War as our support. So really makes it easy to hit that objective. The only thing is just to make sure you cast everything before you use your Unlicensed Hearse to swing for the win. So pretty straightforward deck. If you aren't already familiar with the Rocco Jaleva M5 shell for a deck, you can watch the last video I posted to this channel, or you can just sit tight and watch how it works here. So let's see what we got. Okay, we get Teferi if we get our Teferis down early. Okay, that's good. The thing about Teferi Hero Dominaria is that you want it to start doing things for you early, because Garruk's first ability will lower your shields on it, so got another Mock Sapphire. Don't need it yet. See what I mean? He already lowered my shields down there. Jaleva, Rocco. Put down a Kamigawa just to let's see where we at with. Okay, I already got that down, so all I need to do is get my combo going. I can win. Don't need that yet. Okay, M5. Don't really need to give it the heroism emblem quite yet. Okay, so we got Hearse. Save Hearse until you have a creature on the board, or else you're not going to be able to give it pilot to anybody. Rocco, gonna save him. Okay, not too worried about that. For Hearse, for me to be able to put Hearse on her, I need to reinforce her because she has less than 2 power. I know, it's a little confusing. Or maybe a lot confusing, but specific reason you want to go that route. Okay, got another Sapphire. If I put Rocco down, I could put Hearse on him too. But I want to... Okay. I want to give him as much stored mana as possible, so when I pull a Jaleva, she's already ready to rock. So we cast a Meeting of the 5, which pulled a bunch of really sweet cards with it. It's getting a really good Cascade. Don't love that. Build up our Tomio Field Researcher, although we won't need it. Probably gonna win this turn anyway. Kamigawa. Throw a Hearse down. Do I need any of this stuff? Sure, let's get another Meeting of the 5, just for the hell of it. Heroism emblem for the insurance. Guess I could put down a Joda. Don't need Kamigawa anymore. Build up that shield. Get rid of anything he's doing there. Okay. Let's go. Get Joda down. Put Hearse on her. Make sure we hit all our objectives. Yeah, we're way past good. So as I grab Jalevas, I just do this as long as I want. because Joda is grabbing the next legendary card with mana less than Jaleva, so that would be Rocco. So yeah, I could just keep doing this forever, but don't need to. We already won. So let's just go ahead and win. Got two different ways to win big here. We got Hearse, which you're supposed to hit not now if you want to give your creatures the buff. That's really confusing, but if you read the card carefully at the beginning of your turn, you may exile the first two cards from target player's graveyard. So that's the confirm. Confirm is to say that you want to exile those cards from your player's graveyard. Most of the time you don't want to do that. So if you don't, creatures you control pilot 2 or greater get +X until end of turn. X is the number of cards in all exiles. And since Jaleva puts tons of cards into your exile, that is why you want to hit not now. So that's just from Joda, that buff that I just got on these creatures. And then see it goes from that to 369 with the Hearse. So that's why that's so effective. So it's a complicated combo to set up, but all the pieces in the deck kind of help with that. You got the Teferi and Tamio getting you a bunch of cards, and then Teferi keeping you safe with that Heroism emblem, as long as it stays on the board. Kami War and Void Rend to do just straight up removal. And then the rest of the cards in the deck are for the combo piece. So, show you really quickly that I went perfect here. There we go. 140, new bracket reached. Oh, it's got that weird bug right now, I think, where it's showing somebody at the top with more more points than anybody else can get, but it's a display bug, and I think it goes away at the end of the event. So I'm at 140. There's usually only one person that gets that 150 at the top, so it's weird, but don't worry too much about it. If you went perfect, then you'll get the requisite rank at the end. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Hope that helps. Hope that gives you ideas on how to go perfect in this event. It's one of the easier coalition events, so have fun with it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.